Okay, and then make sure y'all can hear me. Right. Oh, I still have it on my iPad. And then that. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we're back to normal. All right, I was trying to do something different, and obviously it wasn't working out for me, so that's okay. I'm just gonna do it the way I was doing it to begin with. How are y'all doing today? Are y'all doing good? Are y'all doing good? So we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, and then I've got Facebook and YouTube and Twitter over here as well. So maybe at one point I'll find a way to do it so that I can kind of like be on all platforms at the same time and then be able to record the feed for that as well. So I hope y'all are doing well. Happy Friday. Okay, so this is your opportunity to ask me your questions, guys. So this is a chance to go ahead and start putting your questions in the comment section below, and I will get to as many of you as I can. I have to say a few things for us to start, just to kind of get the ball rolling. I get a little perfectionist at some point, and so I just have to like pull back. I'm like, yeah, stop it, Ferny. All right, so the way this works, and so if you want to ask me about your life, be specific with your question. If you ask a vague or general question, I'm not going to even try to figure out what you want to ask me because I don't know everything, don't see everything. I am only able to sense things. It's a big difference. And so let's start with the psychic part. As a psychic, psychics don't know everything, they don't see everything, they only sense things. And so what I do is I essentially focus my attention on the question or focus my attention on that category of your life, and I try to tune into anything that may be relevant. If we were doing a full reading, I would definitely go into more detail, but we are on a time crunch, and I want to give as many people as I can so that they can ask their questions. And so try to be concise with your question. You don't have to give too much information. Some people will give me an entire life story. I don't need to know that. Just ask me this, like the question, or just be specific so that way I understand what you're asking me about. If you want to connect with the loved one in spirit, I don't see them, I don't hear them, they're not communicating with me verbatim, I'm not completing their sentences, it's all through code, it's through a type of telepathic code, and what they're doing is the spirit connects with my mind and they trigger my thoughts, my emotions, my memories. My job is to figure out what that means, because it's going to be a lot of random pieces that have to come together to formulate a message. Sometimes it only takes one piece for me to figure out where they're going with it. Sometimes I have to put 2 or 3 pieces together to kind of figure out what they're trying to say. But they're using Ferny emojis. They're using Ferny emojis, my thoughts, my emotions, my memories. I've just got to pay attention and try to figure out what that means. If you want to have a much more in-depth conversation with the loved one in spirit, you're probably going to have to come on video. And you can do so either through TikTok or through Instagram, because that's where I do all of the video connects. If you can still ask your question, or you can still ask to connect to a loved one, but there's only so much I can share through the comment section, because there's stuff that I'm going to have to validate with you, or just to kind of connect with you on, just so that I understand that what I'm understanding correctly, because it's not like they're saying, yeah, you got that right. Yes, you got that right. Sometimes they will correct me, but for the most part, there's stuff that's going to come through that the only person that may understand it is you. So just FYI with that. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how it works. As usual, my statements are personal opinions, not guaranteed future events. Whatever decisions or actions you take, you are 100% responsible and liable for. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. And I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, you should always consult with a licensed professional. All right, so FYI, guys, on TikTok, I think we figured out how to connect with people to get their videos right. So if you are on TikTok and you're going to come on video with me, you need to switch your camera on. And you can do so through the settings. All you have to do is go down. Oh God, I know Christina she's going to type it in right here, because I think she has it exactly like what you're supposed to do. But basically, when you're selecting to be a video guest, or you're requesting to be a video guest, you have to give permission, not just for your audio, but also for your video. So there may be like an edit button, and you click that edit button on your request or whatever, and then it'll switch on your video. So just FYI, because that way I can get you guys on with video, because I've been having issues with people and not coming on through video, and it's just their audio, and I kind of want to see people's faces, because I like to see who I'm talking to. It's not necessary, y'all, because some people are like, they don't want to be on camera, but they still want to come on. That's okay, I understand that, but I do like to see people's faces, so just FYI. Got it. So I'm not going in any particular order, so I'm going to be bouncing around here, and if you want to know more about me and my work and everything, just go to my website, fernandomarone.com. Okay? All right, so let's get started. Let me jump over here first to see what's going on over here. Maria KM on YouTube. Hi, Ferny. Do you think the schooling I'd go back for could be graphic design? And if not, what course of study? I would say yes, but not to the same degree as like when I think of graphic design could be a whole lot of things. When I'm thinking of graphic design, I'm kind of thinking of web design. So I'm actually thinking of computers, IT, web design. So I'm thinking it's more of that and not so much like graphics. So I'm thinking it's more of that. So that's what I'm thinking you might end up going and getting a hold of. Hey, Simran. So, let's see. By the way, guys, if you start your question with, should I don't know what you should do because I'm not going to tell you what to do. What can you tell me about is a open-ended question. Like, I don't know. He's got the herpes. I don't know what you want to know. So you got to be specific or you're not going to get an answer that you're wanting to hear about. So you got to be specific with your question, okay? God, that's such a very complex question. Dana, hey, Ferny, the war in the Ukraine has been bothering me a lot. Do you see any countries helping them with, will Russia take over their country? And I'll give you an update too, because, I was telling you, I posted about this and I talked about this last time. I have a friend who worked for me for many years. She was one of my baristas at Starbucks when I was a store manager. She's also just a friend of mine, a good friend of mine. And she is Ukrainian born. She's from the Ukraine. And she came to the States when she was in college and she became a natural citizen. Or she became a citizen, but her mother is still in the Ukraine and is from Kyiv, which is the main, city. So she was freaking out because her mom was there when all this started. And so her mom left the city and was in the countryside for a bit, trying to avoid the city. They were all trying, a lot of people left the cities and just went to the countryside or staying in like places in the countryside. So her mom went to the countryside and was trying to find a way to get out of the country, but all the trains, all the planes were just packed, and then the airports were bombed, so it was hard to get people out. And so she's been keeping us up to date as far as what's going on with her mom. Her mom got out. I think she posted yesterday. Her mom got out. She got to Moldova. So she's in Moldova now. So she was able to get out through there. They were going to try to go through Poland, but that didn't work out. So now she's in Moldova. But she was telling me how it was hard for her because she was on the phone with her mom, and her mom, every time they hear the rockets flying over, they would get quiet, and her mom would get quiet. It says, hold on, I think I hear a missile. And then you could hear it. She says she heard it a few times on the phone. So she heard it, and her mom, because they don't know if it's going to be close or not. And you have to, when you're hearing the sound of them, you have to figure out if you need to duck or run. And so they were hearing them over the phone. So it was awful. It's an awful situation to have to go through all of that. But she got out, thank God. So just wanted to keep y'all up to date. I honestly, at this point, I don't know if y'all saw my recent post. I did a prediction about this last year in January of 2021 about the situation. I didn't know at the time that it was going to be because of a war essentially between Ukraine and Russia. I just saw Russia's I just saw their finances dropping. I saw Putin in a power struggle with banks, with wealthy Russians, and then also with the population. They were going to be hit hard, and there was all this crap that was going to come down. And I was very specific in my details of what I saw happening, and I posted that last year, January of 2021. I just shared it a few days ago so that y'all can see the video or the clip of what I actually said. As far as the actual war itself and what's going on with Russia, I do believe that at some point there is a point of no return where Russia is simply, they're going to retreat or they're going to back away from it. But I kind of feel like most of the Ukraine either is going to already be occupied or is going to be just decimated by the time that happens. And so at some point, I do think Russia will back out and back away from the situation, but they're going to try to hold on to a part of the country as long as possible. Unfortunately, I do think that it's the pressure within Russia that is going to cause them to back out, because it's just going to continue to become just a cluster with everything that is happening there. But I'm not feeling like it's going to be all overnight. I do think that they may halt or that things may stop. within the next week or two, I'm thinking, but I'm still thinking Russia's going to be in the picture. But I think it's going to take a while before they actually start to back out or just to kind of leave the situation altogether, because they're going to keep dealing with their own downfall, financial downfall, which is a very complicated situation altogether as well. I'm not expecting miracles overnight, nor would I want to say that this is all going to get resolved overnight. I think it's going to take the better part of the year before we start to see Russia really start to just kind of spiral. But I think what we're seeing now is just a taste of what else is to come. I also think at some point, I do believe that at some point China is going to kind of turn its back on Russia. So at some point they're going to say, this is getting a little bit, it's going to feel like the agreement or the understanding that they had with China is going to actually get over, they're going to go back on their word. In other words, what they said they were going to do may actually end up being a lot more or much more complicated than what they told China. And at that point, China is going to be like, you said you weren't going to do this, or this is, but I almost feel like China is using Russia as a way to kind of see what they can do with Taiwan. So I feel like that's where all that's going. I don't think that China is going to decide to go into Taiwan right now. I feel like they're just going to see what happens with Russia and how that's all going to impact them. And at that point, seeing the downfall and how that has completely screwed Russia over, I think China's going to kind of reassess their plan or their strategy for Taiwan. But I do think that Russia, at some point, China may actually say, you're doing more than what you told us we were going to do. And now this is becoming even more complicated. So I feel like that's what might end up happening. But I think it's going to be just a really complicated situation. And it's heartbreaking to see that, to see it on television. And I know some people are like, it's not real or this or that. Y'all can have your own personal beliefs or whatever. It doesn't matter. You can't fake people dying. You can't fake having friends whose mothers are over there being affected. You can't fake that. That's a real situation. So you can believe whatever you want to believe. For those of you who are just wanting to spin this into a conspiracy theory. This is the kind of question that I'm talking about, that I don't know what you're talking about. Is my situation at home going to change? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the kitchen cabinets? You don't like them? Are you talking about you want different curtains? Are you talking about that maybe you don't have enough space? Like, what are you talking about? Because that could be this whole big. So you got to be specific with your question, because that's exactly what I'm referring to, guys. Being very vague and not being clear. Kamal, hi Ferny, I feel so stuck living with my in-laws and husband. Do you see a move for him and I in the near future? I do think it's going to remain a bit complicated for the next 3 or 4 months. So I'm going to say the next 3 or 4 months are still going to be a bit more complicated. I do think there is attempts to go ahead and start a move, but it may not happen until like July or August. So I'm thinking July or August, something's changing, and you'll definitely see a shift in being able to move, but it's just going to take a while, okay? Let's go over here. Yeah. Amram, mommy, Jennifer, is her name Jennifer. Is there a reason I can't dream of my boyfriend? It's been 6 months from his passing. Yeah, guys, if y'all can't dream of your loved ones in spirit, and you're not getting any kind of like connection in that way, it is not a person, it's not personal. It's not because they are mad at you or they don't want to talk to you or they are avoiding you. Everybody always goes there. Like, why am I not special? Why don't they love me enough to come through? Why? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, if you're waiting in the subway to catch a bus, you need to come onto the ground level, because you at the bottom. You're not. You need to bring yourself upstairs. And that's the thing. When we talk about spirits and our loved ones in that form, they are operating. They exist in a higher spectrum of energy. In other words, the feeling of being at peace, the feeling of being happy, the feeling of being exuberant, the feeling of being jubilant. Those higher energies, those higher like emotional states are examples of what that energy is that they're in with the higher spectrum. And so if you feel like garbage, or you feel like crap, or you feel like you're in despair, or you feel hopeless, or you feel, just in a bad place mentally, you're in the subway and they're on the ground level. And so you're trying to catch a bus in the subway. So you need to bring yourself into a higher state. And I know that sounds, easier said than done, but you have to get to a better mental space so that it is an opening for them to show up and to come in. Because if not, your lower vibratory state, your lower emotional state is actually a wall that is going to make it harder for them to come through. Now, right after someone passes, like right after, within days of them passing, usually when at that time in someone's grief process, they're feeling very raw and very open and very vulnerable. And to some extent, you might even feel just like an open nerve and just like you're just, it's sometimes in shock. It's just, it shakes your foundation of what's possible or what reality is. In those moments when you're that open, it is easier for them to come in and connect because you're in the right state for them to make the connection, because you're not fighting anything. You're just like, you're just trying to catch your bearings, but you're not holding on to anything. But the moment you start to go into despair or into a darker state of mind right after the passing, and then, at that point you start to get into you're depressed or you're angry, upset, unhappy, etc. All those are lower vibratory states. You're going to block them out. It's hard for them to get through. You have to raise your vibration and raise your state of mind, even to just a place of acceptance and if you can get to peace, even better, because it makes it easier for them to come through and to connect with you. Okay. Mindy, will he propose marriage and a move in the near future? I actually think he may propose a move first. So I don't know if you're wanting it to go a certain way, but a move may actually happen first, and it might actually happen in an unexpected way. Meaning, like, it may not be like, oh, hey, I want to talk to you. I want you to move in. Here's my key. Like, it doesn't feel. I know you want it to be like in a romantic way. It may not happen that way. It may happen like, oh crap, like something's happened with my home or something's happened, and I gotta be out for a week because of whatever's going on there. Well, just stay with me. Okay, cool. And then you're staying. And it's like, do you want to go back home? No, I don't want to go back home. Okay, then stay. And then it goes into more. So I feel like there is an opportunity to move in. That may happen closer to like the fall or the summertime, like maybe July-ish, June, July-ish is what I'm thinking. As far as engagement is concerned, I'm not seeing an engagement, or there might be an unofficial proposal, which is just like a conversation. It's not really a proposal, but there may actually be an actual like moving forward to the next level, or engagement, marriage / all that stuff. But that may not be prepared, because the move-in may actually happen first, and then that may be the next step after that. Okay, because I'm kind of reminded of my sister. That's exactly what happened with my sister. She moved in, and she was living with her husband for about 2 years before they actually got engaged and then got married. Okay, kind of be in reverse, but it'll work. Free loves Joy. When will I ever conceive again? So as far as conception is concerned, this might be a process, because I feel like it might take another 1.5 or 2 years before your body's in the right place. And even then, like, it's possible you might actually change your mind by that point, but I feel like it might take some time. So you're probably going to need to be aware of that. I also think that your reproductive system has changed a little bit, and so it may just be a little more challenging. I still think it's possible. It just might be more challenging because I feel like the ingredients are not cooperating with each other. But I want to say that it might take a couple years before you're in a better physical state to be able to go forward with another one. But at that point, you might have already changed your mind. So just be aware of that. Okay. Shamay, will Ramses come back? I can see y'all communicating. I don't think y'all are going to get back together. So I'm going to say no, because I'm not thinking that you're going to stick with this person. I see you with somebody else altogether. So I feel like probably not going to come back for the long run, or to come back to be together. I feel like it's just communication, maybe. That's what I'm going to say. Let's go over here. Yeah, Andrea, baby. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my spirit guide? Prepare your finances, because you might be having a bunch of expenses come down. I don't know if it's bad, but like you might have a bunch of expenses coming down in the end of August, maybe going into September, just because I feel like actually I'm seeing legal documents and legal forms. So you might either be getting into some sort of contractual agreement, which may require like an investment amount, or there are just maybe a bunch of costs that have to go along with like filing some legal documents and forms that come up right around the end of like August. So be prepared for that because you might need to kind of have some money to tap into for that. It does feel like it's worth it, whatever it is that you would be doing with this, because it almost feels like it is worth it, but it feels like it's kind of like like it's costly at first. So just FYI with that. I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually referring to like a business or a venture or something where you just have to take over something legally, but you have to put money towards getting that taken care of. Okay? Because that's the way I want to describe it. Hey, Cassidy. Yeah, it's time. It's that time of the year where the time changes, and so it'll be late. It'll be light out later, so I can go later for my walks, and so that's why I switch it every time this year. Y'all in these vague questions, like I have no idea what y'all are talking about. Some of these questions. Let's see. Let's try it. So let me bring somebody. Make sure my volume is higher. All right.
Hello.
Hello, Brianna.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
I just wanted to see if maybe I could connect with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My birthday's coming up,
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of just,
Mm-hmm.
I miss her a lot.
Yeah. With mom, the first thing she's showing me, thank you. Do you know if there's a piece of art or a tattoo with a rose or a flower in it that's connected to mom?
Yes, I actually have this.
Oh, perfect. Oh, there
This
it
is
is. There it is. The flower. Perfect. Oh, it's a sunflower. Got it. Perfect. So just
yeah.
yeah. So she's aware of the flower tattoo connected to her. So she's making reference to this. She also says that she's been actually touching you sometimes, and so sometimes she's been like trying to get your attention from the back right
Yeah.
here. That's her. She says she's been touching you. She also makes me feel thank you. Do you also have earrings that belong to her, or like a dangly piece of metal that's a ground also?
I got a lot of like her jewelry that she had passed down to me,
Got it.
so
Got it. There might be one that looks like a flower as well, or looks like it's got that shape to it, because there's a reference to that as well. She also says, thank you. She says she's proud of you. She says because she says you. She says you're stronger than. She says you're strong like her. So she says you're strong like her. So she says she's proud of you. So she wants you to know that. She also says that she's actually trying to help you achieve your goals. Are you? Thank you. Are you shifting your career? Are you moving your career in a different direction?
Well, actually, I was gonna go for ultrasound technician. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the medical field,
Mm-hmm.
but after she passed, I recently came across an opportunity to work with a cardiologist.
Yeah.
So,
So I think she's excited about the change that you're making with your career. I think she's happy for you. I also said, I thank you. She says to take the risk. She also says that they're going to help you, Mama. So they're going to help you, Mija. So she's acknowledging that they're going to help you so that way you can get further along in your career as well. She also says that there will be money that comes to you to help you take steps in your career so that you can get some more training as well, because she's acknowledging that also. She also, thank you. um, when you make that change, she's your mom's gossiping. When you make that change, there's a lady there that may not like you, or may seem a little bit racist. She says don't worry about her because she's on her way out. She's on her way out, and just stand your ground. She's proud of you.
okay.
It's okay.
Um,
She also, thank you.
nope.
she also is doing this. Do you also have a ruby ring or a stone ring that's connected to Mama?
Yeah, I got her one of her rings that she had got right before her passing.
Got it. She's just acknowledging that ring, so she's making reference to that. She also, I know you said that your birthday just passed, but she's also acknowledging another date of significance. Are we within another date also significant within 30 days?
Well, it's my birthday on the 27th, but my son that passed away is on the 19th.
Got it. So this is probably why she's bringing this up, because she's probably trying to let you know about the other important date. That's probably her way of letting you know that she's got your son with her and that he's okay as well. So she's just letting you know that. Okay. If you see a rainbow in the sky, that's a sign from them.
Okay.
Okay.
One last question, and then I'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Make it fast before you shoot me. Make it fast.
Yeah, I know. I know. My nephew is currently undergoing a bunch of procedures right now. It came out of nowhere. I just want to see if, like, will they get a diagnosis soon? Will he be okay?
I feel like this might be affecting his nervous system, because I feel like the nervous system might be impacted or affected. I do think that it may take a couple months for him to kind of come out of it or come through it, but I think his nervous system is still going to be affected even after the fact, because I keep thinking of the spinal column and then the brain and then all the nerves that go up. So I kind of feel like something's being affected, but I feel after 2 months I feel like he'll come through it, but his nervous system is still going to need support after that.
Okay.
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 All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. All right. Let's see. That's one there. Let's go over to Instatalks. TikTok. Multi. All right, guys. Don't forget, guys, if you're on TikTok, you have to turn your camera on. You have to do settings or if you want to do that. Okay. Let's go over here. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, honey, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm
good. How are you?
I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
I was wondering more about my grandpa.
Yeah. Want to connect with him?
Yes.
Yeah. So with Grandpa, the first thing he's showing me, he's like kind of making my lips do this funny thing here. Do you know if either he had a habit of mumbling when he talked, or he had a habit of like having a weird like wobble with his lips whenever he would communicate?
Yes.
Okay, because he's like doing this for me, so I'm like getting this whole vibe with him. He also keeps pointing to his heart. Do you know if his heart was starting to fail or gave him some issues?
He passed from drinking too much alcohol.
Okay, I kind of feel like it triggered a cardiac event, and like his heart just gave up because it couldn't cope with trying to process all of that. So I'm thinking it was something that was affecting the heart as well. It's almost like the toxicity raised up and then it affected his oxygen levels, which I feel like also led to the cardiac event. He also makes me feel, thank you. Do y'all know if he had actually been dealing with physical pain before this happened? Like other physical pain?
Not that I know of.
Okay, because he's pointing to his legs. So either there was something happening that was triggering issues in his legs, or he was feeling these weird like sensations that might have felt like a little bit like needles, where he wasn't trying to complain, or it just was causing some issues with him. Do y'all remember him like having to like stretch his legs out a lot, or like always like hitting his legs sometimes just to kind of get it to wake up?
Yes.
Okay, that's the thing that I'm talking. You know how like when your leg is waking up in that needle sensation? So he's acknowledging like this was getting worse, or this was starting to become an issue for him. And so some of the times he would drink a little extra or more because well, one is he didn't know how to manage that properly, but also at the same time like he was trying to self-medicate. He didn't want to go to the doctor or deal with like hearing bad news, you know what I'm saying? So he's just acknowledging that. He is showing me the number 23rd. Do you know if the 22nd or 23rd? Do you know if the 22nd the 23rd is connected?
I know the 21st is. The 22nd or the 23rd, I don't know for sure.
That's okay. I'm getting the 23rd. I was thinking maybe the 22nd, but I'm going to say the 23rd. So I'll leave that with you. You might have to think about it. If it's not the 23rd of a month, then it would be February 3rd. But that's how I would tie it in. He also, thank you. He triggered a picture to fall or to break. So did y'all have something happen where a picture fell or broke?
Yes.
Okay.
My little sister picture fell.
Got it. So he's just acknowledging that he was trying to get y'all's attention or trying to let you know he was around. So he's making reference to this. Ladybugs are a connection to him. So he might send ladybugs, and y'all may have experience with ladybugs. Also, Did he ever work? Did he work on a farm, or did he work around lemon or orange trees when he was younger?
Not that I know of. I know that he lived in like the city, but my mom, we lived in Florida, so we were around like a bunch. We had like a field that we used to live by.
Yeah. Oh, you and your mom used to live by a field.
Yes.
Were there orange groves or lemon groves there?
Yes, a bunch.
Okay,
On
got
the
it.
floor everywhere.
Got it. Okay, so because he was showing me, I was like, "What is he talking about?" Okay. Where do you want to go with that? There's another person.
I know who that
There's
is.
another person. Because this other person, I'm tying them into where y'all lived at, and I'm like, what's this about? Do you have another female that's passed? Like a great granny
No.
or granny?
My step family, their grandma just passed.
Okay.
So their grandma just passed.
Does she have did they have to give her oxygen, or did they have to help her because there was issues with the lungs, respiratory system? Okay, so she's there, and then there's another male that's also passed as well. But the other male, I want to say, is either younger or he's not as old as your grandpa, because I want to say that this is the younger male. This person is a little bit of a I want to say they're like a little funny because I feel like they're trying to make jokes, and I feel like some of them are landing, some of them don't make sense. And I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to say with that, but he's like coming across in this way. He's kind of a goofball. He also is playing music. With this other male, do you know if he had a connection to music or there was something made for him that's musical?
So my brother, yes, he done music. He done it all.
Oh,
yes.
got it. Perfect. So he's just acknowledging the music connection to him. He also keeps acknowledging thank you. Did he live with y'all at the orange groves or where the oranges were at? Because he's the one because he's the one giving me the orange grove. So that's where I'm getting all of that from. So he's making reference to this. Did you also do a ritual with making a letter or putting a letter and burning it or writing a letter and then doing something at like a place with it?
Yes. Okay. I write all the time, and I have like a special place I go to that I write letters.
Perfect. So he's acknowledging that.
Yes.
Where you go to, is there a well or like a hole that goes into the ground with that's connected to water?
Yes, it's like a little well, you know, when it rains too much, they have a little drain.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, okay. Because I'm like seeing the water going down. Yeah, he's just acknowledging that. He's gonna send you birds, and you might have an experience with a very interesting type of bird when you do that next time. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, he's with you, sweetheart. He's okay. He's at peace, by the way, so he doesn't want you to worry about him. He says, "I'm fine." He's fine.
I thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself, sweetheart.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right. So let me go back over to Facebook here because I don't want to. Morning from SA. Is that San Antonio or is that San SA? What's that? Where's that say? Where's that say? Yeah, can you connect me with my grandma and my spirit guide? I'd also love to know my spirit guide's name. I want to say the name of your spirit guide is Key, like spelled like Ki, but it sounds like Key, Key, but it's Ki, I believe, is the name of the guide. I want to say. Grandma. It's interesting because she's showing me an image of her, and I feel like I don't know if she was heavy set on top, if she was like a bit, voluptuous, or if she's actually showing me an image of her where she's holding something in her hands. Either these are two melons and it's a joke or something like that, or it's actually babies and it's like a thing. So there's either a picture or an image or something like this that she's making reference to. She also, it's interesting because she keeps touching your face. So it's almost like she's like touching your face. It's almost like, stop touching my face. But she's like doing this almost like touching your face. She also keeps saying, she says you're very handsome. So she wants to let you know that. She also says, thank you, that she actually tries to come and visit you, especially in the middle of the night. So if you find yourself staying up too late, or if you wake up at the same time in the middle of the night and you're seeing the numbers that are duplicating like 222 or 333, that's her waking you up or trying to get your attention. So she's actually been coming around you at that time to let you know she's there. Okay. She's also acknowledging your mom. So I don't know if this is your mom's mom, but she's saying hello to your mom or acknowledging your mom. So I think that she's just wanting to acknowledge your mom. Let me go back over here. Hello.
Hi,
Hi, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
About my aunt that passed away a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Is this your mom's sister?
No.
Okay. There's a female connected to your mom that is either a sister or sister-like, which could be like a close friend, but there's a female connected to your mom who's also in spirit or who's also there. So do you know if your mom lost a good friend also? She would have had
Mm,
cancer or possibly breast cancer.
my aunt had cancer,
Okay.
but
So here's why I'm saying this, because I feel like your aunt is present and then she's got the female who had a very similar thing as well. And so the other female so your aunt had breast cancer or just cancer?
just cancer.
Okay. The other female also had cancer, but I'm thinking it was like breast cancer. So I got two females. I've got the aunt, and then I got the other female who also had cancer, which is why they're coming together, because that tends to happen sometimes when you have more than one person who had similar situations. But the other female would be like a friend, or she might have even known your aunt and your mom. So if you tell your mom about it, she might remember who this female was. And it might have been someone either they worked with or they knew in the neighborhood. But there's another female.
Okay, I think I know who
No,
you're talking
okay.
about. Yeah.
Just so you know, because it looks like you know who I'm talking about. Okay, so just say your aunt is saying, "Hey, guess who I met up with?" And she's letting your mom know that, or yeah, that they all met up, or they're all there together. So just FYI with that. Now with your aunt, she is acknowledging the number 13. Do you know if the 13th of a month is significant, or January 3rd is connected?
No.
Okay, so the 13th is significant, either the 13th of a month or January 3rd, but there's a reference to the 13th, either being a death date, anniversary date, birth date, or a date of significance. She also makes me feel that she thought she was going to beat it because they might have actually given her like hope, like she thought she was not going to go south with it, and then it ended up turning into a different form. Do you understand that?
Mhm.
Okay. She also is acknowledging Christmas. Do you also know there's another date of significance in December or the 12th of a month? Besides,
Mhm.
okay, so she's acknowledging that. She also makes me feel, it's gonna sound weird. Did y'all make, I don't know if y'all made stickers of her, buttons of her, or just t-shirts? Did y'all make something like that for your aunt?
Stickers. She gave my sister like a bunch of stickers.
Okay, because she was showing me stickers, and I was like, what is she showing me? And I felt like I wanted to connect her with these stickers. So
Like
she's
she was
acknowledging.
into like arts and crafts and stuff like that.
Perfect. So she's just acknowledging the connection to the stickers. That's a new one for me because I've never seen stickers before. But she's showing me stickers, so she's making reference to that. She also makes me feel there is a picture of her when she was younger, and she's got her hair kind of pinned to the side, like a ponytail to the side, and she's all like that, and she's like that, and she's got a blue, like I think one a blue colored like outfit on, but she's got a picture of herself like this. So she's showing me an image of that. Do you guys know about that picture?
My mom might know about the
Okay,
picture.
because she's acknowledging that. She also makes me feel. Thank you. She just said Rapunzel. Um, do you know the story of Rapunzel? I think it's the woman that's on the tower with the long
Hmm.
hair. Do you know if either
Her hair was like really long.
okay? Because I'm like, she showed me like Rapunzel, and I was trying to figure out: are you telling me that you have long hair, or are you telling me that um, or she was she trying to say that your mom she liked your mom's hair? So I was trying to figure that out. But yeah, that would make sense to me. So she's acknowledging the long hair. So if she had long hair, that would make sense to her. She also is showing me her hair. So I don't know if there was difficulty with this towards the end or she was starting to thin out, but she's like wanting to make sure I see her hair because she's important to her. So she's acknowledging this as well. She's caused y'all's lights to flicker or to act weird. And so that's her that does that from time to time to scare the hell out of y'all because she gets a kick out of it. So just so you know, she likes to play around with y'all. Um,
Okay.
Weird colored beetles or butterflies are going to be a sign from her. So, and when I say by beetles, I mean like these might be not even real beetles. These might be like stones or like like little. It's weird because it's almost like the way I want to describe it is so here where I live at, you know it almost reminds me of the scarabs. You know those Egyptian scarabs? They look like those Egyptian beetles. There might be
Okay.
something like that that is connected to her that y'all may experience, see, or show up somehow. But I almost want to say it's like a piece of jewelry, or it's like something that looks like it's a, but it doesn't feel like it's alive though. It feels like it's something.
She she used to make jewelry. Like she'd make
Okay,
like like butterfly jewelry or
Okay.
she can make stuff like that. So
Okay, so with the jewelry that I'm saying, what she's showing me, it looks like an Egyptian scarab. So it looks
okay.
like this beetle-looking thing that almost looks like Egyptian, but it might be in gold, but it's got this like visual to it because she's showing me this. Um, and it might even be like a thing, like a cuff or something that goes on the wrist. So just FYI, because she's showing me something like this, and she might even be wearing this in one picture. So just FYI, because she's real um picky about the way she likes her things, and she's like acknowledging like um she's very fashionable, let's put it this way. She's always got something going on, like what you doing today, so she's got something going on with this. She also says she's saying happy birthday. Did we just pass somebody's birthday in the last couple weeks?
My little sister's birthday was in October.
This is like the last couple weeks. That's like last year, girl. I'm talking about like the last couple weeks. She's talking about a birthday, either birthday or an announcement about a baby.
December, there was my fiance's birthday.
This is the last 2 weeks, so you might need to ask your mama because she might know. Because she's talking about a birthday, and I almost want to say it's within the last couple of weeks. Okay, she's fine. She's okay. She's with the other friend, so they're all okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. We get Kelly's or Kelly. There's like a
That's
Kelly's.
my mom's name.
Okay, so she said hi to Kelly. So she's just wanting to make sure to tell your mom that the friend is there. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. You take care of yourself.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right. It's going over here to Ticker Talkers. Let's go back over here. Let's see. Here. Remember, guys, if you're on TikTok, hello.
Hi.
Hey, darling. Do you know how to turn on your camera?
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, if you want to turn on your camera, you need to do, I think it's like an edit button or a little like pencil, and if you click that, it'll give you an option of switching it on if you need to turn it on.
I don't think I can do that now.
That's okay.
Can
I don't know if you can do it while you're on either. Because someone was telling me how to do it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it when they get on. And that's okay. If it doesn't let you, then don't. If you press your picture, it might do it through like the picture or the little pencil.
Oh, it's just showing me to send gifts.
Oh, that's okay. No worries about it. All right, Mama, what do you want to ask me about?
If you could connect to my grandma possibly, or whoever comes forward.
Do you think your grandma if she knew how to play the piano or she knew how to make music?
Not her specifically, but that is in my family.
Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm seeing this, and whenever I see this, it's either there was issues with the hands, or they knew how to play the piano, or they were a secretary and they knew how to type. But this is what she's doing. So she's making that gesture. So I want to say there's a reference to playing the piano with grandma, or there's a connection to her and a song or a piano piece, because she's doing that for me. So there's a reference to that.
I would say I did sing a song at her funeral that I do continue to sing to this day.
Okay, so
and it was played with piano.
Perfect. So she's just acknowledging the connection with her and the song with the piano. And if you sang that song, she's thanking you for it. So she's just acknowledging that. She also is showing me feathers. Do you know if there is either a piece of art or a piece of jewelry that it's got a feather on it that's connected to her?
Yes, so there is a picture, a feather, a real feather, and we have a pet macaw, and it's actually painted on the feather.
Oh, cool.
And it was her bird.
Perfect. Yeah. So she's just acknowledging the symbolism and the connection to that as well. She also keeps thank you. George. Do you know if there's a reference to the name George or Georgie or Gigi?
She was Gigi.
Oh, she's Gigi. Okay, got it. She's just trying to give me her name. So she's just acknowledging that. She also felt really, really drowsy, and she almost felt like it's almost like, thank you. What she's saying is it's like when you kind of wake up too suddenly and you can't get your bearings, that's what she's making me feel like. So she's acknowledging something like this. Do you know if there was any effect on her blood pressure going to her head or her oxygen to her brain?
Yes, she had, I believe it was called carbon dioxide poisoning.
Oh, okay, got it. So she's just acknowledging
Yes.
the thing. She says it just felt like I couldn't get my bearings and I felt disoriented. So she's just acknowledging
Yes.
that. She also talks about a sensor not working properly. Do you know if there was supposed to be a sensor that was, or a monitor that was supposed to work for that, and the sensor was not working for that, or it just wasn't um, effective?
Um, I know that she had a CPAP machine for her sleep apnea. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if that would count. I'm not sure.
It's almost like, because you know how sometimes some of these, it's almost like there's a monitor that's supposed to keep accurate read of what's going in, what's going out. And
Okay.
something what the sensor wasn't triggered, or something wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So it's almost like,
Okay.
but it's not like it caused her passing. It's more like it just wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. Is how I want to describe
Right.
it. Okay. Thank you. She also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. She loves you. She says she loves you. She says she's proud of you. She says she's proud of you, but she says she wants you to be proud of yourself. She says don't let yourself get talked out of things that you really want to achieve, because you're giving others power. She says you don't have to change for anybody.
Yes.
You don't have to change for anybody. She says stick to the plan. Stick to your plan.
That is spot on for my
Yeah.
situation right now.
Yeah. Also, on the psychic side, I do think that there's going to be a relocation or a move for you, as well.
Okay.
I keep seeing California and Las Vegas. Where are you right now?
I actually live in Connecticut, but I did move to California and then I moved back.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't the right time, or you just rushed it,
Yes.
but you will be going back.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Give it about a year and a half, and you'll get back there.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself, Mama.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Going over here. I'll come back to y'all in the comments. Don't worry. Oh, look, actually, Ashley, will I move in with my boyfriend after nursing school? I actually think you'll end up moving in before, and then you might move back out, and then you might move back in again. So there might be this back and forth that you might end up doing with that. Okay. Let's go over here. Let's see. Let's go to Mona. Keep seeing motorcycles and like leather jackets. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. What would you like to ask me about?
If I can connect with my mother.
With your mother. So the first thing she is showing me, thank you. She showed me the number 11. Do you know if the 11th of a month or November is connected?
I'm not sure.
That's okay. It's either the 11th of a month, any month, or November as being somehow connected. Either it's a date of significance, birthday, anniversary date, death date, etc. And it's either for you or for her, but it's connected somehow. Okay, so that's one thing. If it's not 11, it's January 1st, because that will be the only other 11 that could be. But there's a reference to 11, so just FYI with that. She also keeps acknowledging, she keeps making me, I feel like I'm choking a little bit or coughing, and I feel like I've got fluid. Do you know if your mom was having fluid building up in her system, or there was fluid in her lungs?
In the past, yes.
Okay, because she's acknowledging like this fluid that was an issue for her respiratory system. She also keeps talking about, thank you, she's putting her hand over her mouth. Whenever they do that, it means either didn't get a chance to say goodbye or wasn't there. Were you not there when she passed?
I was not there. I was at work away.
That's okay. She's wanting to acknowledge that she understands that you were not there, and she says it's okay. It's okay. So she doesn't want you to feel guilty or to feel bad about it. She also says it was her time. It was her time. She also makes me feel thank you. Do you know if she had fallen that day, or she had tried to get up and she had fallen?
She fell and broke her ankle before she passed.
Okay. Do you know if with the fall, if there were some issues that started to complicate her recovery and her blood started to become an issue for her? Like, okay. Because it's almost like sometimes when something starts and then it leads to, and so she's acknowledging this leading to my downfall, how she's trying to explain it as well. She also is acknowledging the month of February as well. Do you know if February or the 2nd of a month is also connected?
Um, I don't know. That's my oldest sister birthday.
Oh, that's okay. If we just passed February, so this might be her way of wanting to wish your sister happy birthday since we just came out of February. So that may be where she's going with that. She also is making the symbol for baby. Do you know if there was a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated?
Yes.
She's acknowledging
Yes.
that the baby is with her. So she's got the baby with her as well. She also says she messes with TV or with the TV set. So if you have weird things happening with your TV, that's her trying to let you know that she's around you and that she's okay. And she doesn't want you to feel guilty or to be worried about her, that she's okay.
All right.
All right, sweetheart. Well, she's with you. So let your sister know the happy birthday because I think she wanted to wish her that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Let's see. Let's go back over here, actually. Let's go here. Let's see. Remember, guys, on TikTok, if you request, make sure you edit to give yourself video. No? Yes? No? All right. That's frozen. Okay, so let's try another person. Remember, guys, don't forget to turn on your video on TikTok. Let's see. Hello, Tanya.
Hey, yes.
Hi. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hi. I wasn't sure if I was on.
Oh, I'm here. I can't see you because you didn't turn on your video, but I can hear you.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's
I don't know how to do that either.
No, that's okay. No worries. I don't know how to do it either. I'm just hoping y'all will figure it out. So, what did you want to ask me about, Mama?
I wanted to ask about my sister-in-law. So last time that we talked, you told me that the whole situation that somebody knew about her passing. And then I ended up talking to my sister-in-law, her sister, and she told me that she lived next door of her mom. So her mom's boyfriend, we don't know if he has to do something with her passing.
Do you know if her oxygen was affected or there was any markings on her neck?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you know if there was there a physical impact on her body?
Yes. Okay. Physical, like they fought her, they beat her to death.
Right. Okay. Because she's showing me. Here's the thing. They didn't do a full autopsy?
I never asked her about it.
Okay, that's okay. Here's what I'm gonna say, because I feel like they might have done like a basic autopsy where it's like, I guess, on site, but not necessarily doing the full like thing. So I feel like they might have done like just a limited amount. My thinking is I do feel like I feel like she was out before the beating happening or before the physical things happening. I feel like either she was unconscious at that point or she had already like slipped into unconsciousness, because I'm seeing markings around here, but I'm also feeling a lack of oxygen and I lose consciousness. So she's making me feel, thank you. She's also getting me the hit in the back of the head. So she's acknowledging all this happening here.
That she wasn't there.
Yeah, this feels kind of vindictive. You know, like if someone has a score to sell, this isn't just like, oh, like you caught me in the middle of something and I'm gonna like make you pay. It's more like, I hate you and you're ruining everything. And that's what it's coming. Right. And so do you know if the boyfriend did not like her or they had a few run-ins?
I don't know, but I know it has to do something with her boyfriend or my mother-in-law's boyfriend. Like something to do, because my sister-in-law told me that I think Virginia, the one that passed, she wanted to say something. And so I guess for them to like shut her up, they did that. Okay.
Because the way that I feel about it, I feel like it's one of those things. I feel like some of this had to do with with some financial stuff that was going on. Money, like either people doing stuff that was shady around money or people in people's names. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay. So there might have been.
And does she have any messages for her sister? Because she told me to ask.
Yeah. First of all, she's asking for forgiveness. So I don't know if before they talked, or before she passed, if they had a little bit of distance, or that they had said some
Yeah,
things
they
to each
did.
other, but she's like
That's
acknowledging.
what my sister, she feels guilty of, like she
Yeah.
wasn't there for
No,
her.
she says she's fine. She says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She says,
Okay.
see, I was wrong. I got my ass beat. See what happened? So she's like real, hood, but she's fine. She doesn't want her sister to worry or to carry that guilt. She also says she's tried twice already to try to say, I'm sorry in a dream. So if she's
In a
already
dream?
had dreams,
Okay.
she says she's tried 2 separate times to reach her in a dream to say, I'm sorry. And she might have even
And
heard somebody, like the sound of a woman's voice, but didn't hear everything.
all the way. And does she have any messages for her brother,
Mhm.
my baby's father?
They were like pick on each other for fun or just mess with each other.
Yeah.
Almost like, because it reminds me of like my partner's mom or my partner's sister. We're always insulting each other for fun, and it's just like the fun thing that we do with each other. But she's like, insulting. So she's almost like doing it for fun or just trying to let him know that. She also thank you. She wants him to be careful and to try to stay away from. He can be a little too trusting, and
Who,
sometimes
me?
gullible. The brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and can be
Right.
gullible and believe that what people say or believe what people tell him, and then he goes and does something stupid. So she says for him to be careful and to just not be like that because she doesn't want him to have to deal with drama himself. But she's acknowledging that. She also says she triggered something in a vehicle. So if he was like one day driving or in a vehicle and nothing was on and the radio came on by itself or something started playing on its own, that was her.
That
So
was
to
her.
let him know
Okay.
that. Yeah, she's
And,
okay, sweetheart.
one more question. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Any messages for my future love life? Like what's gonna happen? Anything?
Yeah, what do you
good
mean?
news?
Like future love life? Like, are you
Like
gonna get
any
into a relationship or
potential
meet
guy?
somebody?
Yeah, like getting into a relationship. For
Yeah,
sure.
there's Benny. There's a Benny or Benito or Benjamin sounding name. It sounds official, Benjamin. But it's a like a Benny sounding name that sounds like that. But it's in about 3 years. It's not right away.
Okay. Right.
You'll
Okay.
meet them.
Okay,
You'll meet them around a child's sporting event or an event where there's a bunch of kids and it's like a sporting thing.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
Thank you,
sweet.
Ferny. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Mama. You take care of yourself.
You too. Thank you.
It's like, all right, it's going over here. Back to the comments because I want to answer some of y'all's comments and then I'll go back to a couple more videos. Nopalera. Nopalera. Hi, can you please let me know if my husband and I will stay together? I actually think y'all may break up, but y'all may break up 3 separate times. If y'all have already broken up 3 times already, then I think that's it. So, but I feel like y'all might go through 3 breaks, and then decide after the third or at the third, then that may be it. So there might be this back and forth for a little while. Okay. Lisa, who? Do you see any kids for me marriage? Yes. Yes to both. Marriage might be a while. You're probably gonna hate me saying this, but it might take about 6 or 7 years before there's marriage. So you might need to prepare yourself for that. There may actually be the opportunity for kids before marriage, so just be aware of that. Some people that's how they roll. But the opportunity for children might actually come up in about 3.5 or 4 years, but marriage in about 6 or 7 years. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's actually with the person you end up marrying, but y'all may have end up settling into something and then at some point get married. Okay. Let's go over here. Lexi, will it be worth giving Taylor a second chance in the future? What do you think? I don't think so. I feel like it's done. I just don't think it's just. It would be worth giving people a second chance, if there was the ability to change and learn from your mistakes or learn and then develop and grow. I just don't feel like this person's there. Like they have that ability right now to be able to grow, or learn from their mistakes. So I kind of feel like it would be wasted effort, and it would feel like it's just more on hope and the idea of what could potentially work, but I don't feel like it actually will do what it's supposed to do. So it's up to you. It's your decision. You're the one who has to make that decision and live with the consequences. But I don't feel like it would be worth it. Okay. Then bring somebody else on here. I forgot to turn on my candle in the back. That's okay. I like to turn on candles because I turn on. I like to light candles when I have when I work on days that have mediumship or when I do the lives, just because I believe candle is a way. That's one of the things that is kind of it crosses barriers between like the physical and the spirit world. So I like it because it's like a representation of like love and light and like the light of God or the heart of God. So that's why that's how I think of it. Let's go over here. Remember, guys, if you're on TikTok, make sure that you edit or do your edit to give it permission for your video to come through.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing, Mama?
How are you? I'm doing good. I wanted to see, I lost my son in April. He was 18. I wanted to see if you can connect with him.
Yeah. He's showing me ribbons. Do you know if people put up ribbons for him or put ribbons around trees?
We do have a few like little ribbons around his cross at the cemetery.
Okay, because he's acknowledging ribbons. Do you know something else? There's another thing. Do you know also someone either marked a tree for him or actually put a tree for him?
No, we put a fake Christmas tree.
Oh.
But he's in a garden with all like his grandparents, so it's like kind of looks like a little garden area.
Oh, okay. But you put a tree there for him.
Yeah, it's a little, but we took it down after Christmas.
That's okay. That's okay. So Christmas tree ribbon. So maybe he was trying to get me to say the tree, honoring the tree with him. So that's probably where he's going with this. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you, the do you know if he used to say that he didn't think he was going to live a long life?
Yeah, he did. He would write songs and
he's like, I'm not going to make it to my 21st. I'm not going to make it. Like, it's almost like.
Yes.
Like, okay.
Oh my God. You just said that. And I just read some of his lyrics on his songs and it said that.
Yeah. Because he's acknowledging like that he did not believe, because he was showing me a number and I was trying to figure out if he was referring to a date, but then he kept saying 21st. And I was like, okay, is it like 21st? And then he kept talking about not making it to the 21st. So he's just acknowledging.
It was definitely on like music. He wrote that number.
He also keeps showing me a shirt, but there's two colors versions of it. Do y'all make shirts for him and there's two different colors?
Does he have shirts with two different colors?
No. Do you know if someone made a shirt for him that has two separate, either there's two different colors versions of it? Like one is like two versions of a shirt.
We have shirts made with his face on it, memorial shirts.
Okay. With the shirts that were made, do y'all know if there was two styles of it made or if there's a color tone, like a color block with two separate colors? Either that or
we made two different types of shirts.
Got it. That's what he's talking about. So he's talking about the two different types of shirts or the two versions of the shirts, and there's slightly different color. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you know if there's a Jaden or Jordan or Jake or
Jason?
I was gonna say there's like a name like that.
Yes.
Okay. Who is that to him?
That's my cousin. He's also passed.
Got it. So he's probably just trying to tell us that he's with that person. So he's just trying to acknowledge that. He's also just said junior. Do you also have a junior that's living?
He was Ryan Jr.
Okay, so he's Ryan Jr. There's another junior, like there's like junior and then junior is how he's putting it. So is there someone that went by junior or is junior?
His little brother, they look exactly the same.
Perfect. He's talking about junior. He also keeps acknowledging, I don't know if he's been seeing lights or been seeing shadows by the side corner of his eye, but he's trying to acknowledge, he's been trying to make himself visible or showing himself to his brother. So he's acknowledging that. And he also shows up in lights in cameras or videos. So if you have like a ring or something, there might be stuff that shows up that's just really weird. That's him.
Yeah, actually, it's been a while. On my ring, there was a bright light, like just going by, and I was trying to understand what it was.
Yeah, he's acknowledging that. He blames himself. He blames himself, but I kind of don't feel that intention. Was this more like an accidental event or like a situation where he just put himself in harm's way and it brought about his passing?
Yes, it wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay.
He was set up.
Got
Yes.
it. Because he put himself in the situation, but it wasn't like he was intending for himself to die. But he's like, it was unintentional, but he's just acknowledging that. He also says he thought he could trust these people, and he says 3. Do you understand that?
Yes, there's 3 that have been arrested.
Do you know if there's a
and
female
2 are-
also connected? Or if one of the 3 is
what?
female?
Say that again? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
do you know if one of the 3 is female, or there's also a female connected to them?
There's 2 female and 3 males.
Okay, got
3
it.
are arrested and 2 are on the run.
Yeah, so he says he blames himself, but he says thank you. Okay. They'll be caught. One of them will be caught first, and then we'll end up ratting out the other one. So there is more justice coming.
Okay, so like, so the 3 people that are arrested, the shooter and the person that maced him, the girl, will they be caught soon? Because they're the 2 that are still on the run.
So I want to say the girl might get caught first, and then she's going to rat out the other one, because I feel like they kept contact, because there was originally they had come up with a story about self-defense, which is ridiculous. Do you know about that?
No.
Okay. There might be a story that comes out, or one of them might put out a story about self-defense, which I don't feel has anything to do with what was going on, because they make me feel like this was like intentional, like on their end. But he's acknowledging, do you know if there's a Silverado or like a silvery or white truck that's connected, or SUV?
I don't know what kind of car they were in.
That's okay.
They were in a white Altima, but maybe those people that are on the run.
Okay, because I'm seeing, so they were in a white Altima. But an Altima's a car, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm seeing. It's gonna be weird. I feel like one of them ends up getting caught because they go and either rent a vehicle in their name, like pendejos, and it triggers a system thing. And then it leads to them being arrested, and then they kind of write out, because I feel like they've kept in touch with the other one that's on the run, and then they end up writing out the other one, and the other one will get caught. But one of them is going to be out of state or out of area, because it feels like they're going to have to be extradited, so it might take a little bit longer before that one comes to back and is made responsible. But I do feel that they will all be caught.
Is it going to be like soon, or it's going to take a while?
I feel like it might take another 5 or 6 months before the first one is caught.
Okay.
Okay. The other one might take another year and a half. So the other one's gonna be a little longer, just because it's a little more process because of the extradition process.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of had that feeling because he's from another state.
Yeah. So it may take a little more time to get that done. But he's got warrants in that state for himself as well. So he's got wow. So it's like, you got warrants there, but then you got this going on over here. So it's going to be a little complicated.
Okay. Does he have any other messages for me?
He's okay.
For his sister?
Yeah, he's okay. Graduation.
He was supposed to graduate?
Yeah. Do y'all still have his graduation cap?
No, we never ordered it. He was going to get ready to graduate in 2 weeks, and we didn't get that far.
He wants us. Thank you. His little sister, is she like a teenager?
Yeah, it's his older sister. Yeah.
How old is she right now?
She's 24, but Ryan always thought he was the oldest.
Is she in college?
She's finished. She just finished school. She has to take her test for her beauty college.
Got it.
She just had a baby.
Okay. Do they do graduation at the beauty college?
I think so.
If she gets a chance to graduate and she gets a chance to wear something for him, so he can graduate with her. Okay?
Oh.
He's repeating his name also, so he is acknowledging that someone's gonna use his name again. Actually, twice.
My daughter named her little girl. She was just born on Sunday. Her name is Anastasia Ryan.
Got it. So that's the first, and then there's gonna be another Ryan too.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself,
Thank
Mama.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. right, guys. Let's see, what time is it? I still got some time. Cool. Let me go over here. Let me go back over here, and then I'll do some more comments, okay? I haven't forgotten about y'all in the comments. It's just when I feel enough energy, I need to use it so that way I can. No? Okay. Oh, declined. Okay, let me try somebody else. Let's go here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What would you like to ask me about?
Oh, my dad recently passed about a month ago. So, we just wanted to know if he has like any messages for me or my mom.
Mm-hmm. So rainbows are a sign from him. So if y'all see a rainbow, if y'all have seen a rainbow since his passing, that would be a sign from him. Because y'all saw it? Okay.
We
So
did. We were, because we came here to Puerto Rico to bury him, and el psíquico que yo te dije. El psíquico que yo te dije. Okay. Dice que si nosotros vimos un arcoíris, ¿te recuerdas que vimos un arcoíris? Dice que esa fue una señal de daddy. Excuse me.
Yeah, so he's acknowledging the rainbow. He also keeps talking about getting some of his candies. So I don't know if there's candies that he liked that he can't get back in the States that y'all may be able to get to enjoy it for him. And it feels like it's a type of Nuez candy. So do you know there's a Nuez candy that he liked that y'all can only get there?
Probably my mom knows.
Okay, because it's the candy. Either that, or at some point he might have actually made this, or this was something that they could make. Because that's the first thing he made me think of. Because he was showing me my uncle, and my uncle used to make this like candy with the nuts in it and stuff, and so it was reminding me of that. So I was like, okay, he's talking about candy, or he's wanting those candies. So there's a reference there.
He had a sweet tooth, that's for sure.
Okay. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you.
Mommy.
Did y'all do? Are y'all planning on doing a drink to him, or are y'all gonna put a bottle of something that he liked next to his remains?
Well, my sister, she recently was drinking the kind of wine that he used to drink, the Burgundy wine.
Okay, so
yes.
He's acknowledging that drink. She might even put a bottle of it next to him, or like have a drink to him. But he's acknowledging something with this as well. He also, do y'all have a watch that belonged to him, or but's kind of broken?
My mom has a watch, an old watch of his.
Got it. It doesn't work anymore, though, right?
Probably not.
Okay.
I can't even tell you.
Because he's acknowledging that, and there might have been something that was broken, and that's why it doesn't work anymore, but he's acknowledging that as well. He also keeps acknowledging that y'all may sometimes see a shadow as time goes on, and that's going to be him. And he says not to get scared. It's just that he says it's weird here because he's not used to it, but he's trying to get used to it. So he's acknowledging that as well.
He was, when right before he passed, he was very stubborn. He didn't want to let go.
Yeah. He makes me feel, thank you. Did y'all actually decide for him to did y'all decide to stop treatment, or did y'all have to stop treatment because it just wasn't going anywhere?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
The last week, right before he passed, there was really nothing they could do for him.
Yeah, because he's talking about just making him comfortable. He says he understands now and he gets it. He says he felt guilty leaving y'all behind and not being around to help y'all, because he says he wanted to help y'all. So he's asking y'all for forgiveness because he's not around to help y'all. So he's acknowledging that. He says it's his job. He's the husband. So he's very proud, and he's very prideful in like who he's supposed to be. Talking about the mom being there. Thank you. Is this mom passed? Is your grandma also passed?
The one who recently passed was my mom's mother.
Okay, he says the grandma's there, so he's acknowledging having a mom there. So if your mom's mom just passed, he's letting you know that she's also there as well.
She passed in 2016. She was the most recent one. Yeah.
Got it. Is there a loose sounding name?
That's my aunt. That's his sister.
Okay, so he wants to acknowledge her, say hello to her as well, or making reference to that. Do you know if there's a baby connection to her, or if there's a baby that's been born in that family recently, or there's an announcement?
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Here's what I will say, because he made the symbol for baby as soon as he brought me that name. Either it means one of two things: either there's a baby connected to her that was miscarried, lost, or terminated that he has with him, or there's a baby on the way or that's been announced or coming in. But there's a reference to this, so he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. Is there also a Tanya?
Not like that. No, not
It's
really.
it's like a Tanya or
She say hi.
Hi. It's like a Tanya or Tamayo, but Tamayo's like not. That's okay. There's a name like that that's connected, but it's someone that's also there in spirit that's passed away. I don't know of their family, but they are connected. So you might have to think about that because it's another female, but she was younger. She might have passed from like an incident or an event. It was a sudden passing. But there's a Tanya, or it could be Tammy, but it's like a Tom sounding name. That's
okay.
A female. Okay, and I'll leave that with you because you might have to think about it. He's fine. He's okay, sweetheart. He also says he appreciates everything y'all did for him. He also says that family is everything, to take care of each other. He says because that is the most important thing. He also is showing me he smiles a lot, and so he could sometimes be a payaso or be goofy, but he likes to smile a lot. And so he says to remember his smile. Don't be sad. Remember his smile. He wants y'all to smile for him. If he says y'all think of him and it makes you sad, smile for him because he wants to know y'all are okay. He needs to know y'all are okay. Okay? He's all right, sweetheart. He's with y'all. Okay? All right, darling. Wishing you all well. You're welcome. Bye, Mama.
I appreciate.
Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. So, I don't like to do, I hate doing gallery style readings where you just throw stuff out there and hope that somebody, because I always think that it's like fishing for like someone to agree. So like whenever like you throw a name out there and then you say some details, people will raise their hands and then you already got somebody on the line. I don't like doing that, and I promise I would never do that. However, I need to put this out there. I don't know who this belongs to, but there is a male that's passed. I want to say he either passed on a motorcycle, or a motorcycle is super important because I was seeing a leather jacket as well. There might even be a custom leather jacket that either will have a picture that is significant, maybe even a picture of the person, or possibly have like, I'll say bedazzled, but which is interesting for a male to have a bedazzled jacket, but it's like that. So there's something like that he's making me feel. There's also a Craig or a CR, like Krish sounding name that is connected to this person. Whoever this person belongs to, I don't know who, but just so y'all know, he's okay and he's fine. And it did not hurt. It was just really fast. And he was like, whoops. So it was like either an accident where he made the accident of the way he was doing the vehicle, or he made a misstep. But whoever this is for, putting that out there. Again, I don't like to do that. That's like one of the few times I've ever done that because I don't feel right doing that. It feels like I'm not achieving anything, but I just want to put that out there for anybody that y'all may know who ties into that to pass it along. Okay. Here. Let me see. Tanya. Okay, here, let me see. Let me go live with Tanya. Hello, Tanya?
Hi, yes.
Hi. All right. Did what I just say make sense to you?
Yes, you've read for me before too.
Okay.
That he
got it. So then you might be the Tanya that was coming up in that last part of the connection, because your husband was not going to let me go without saying hello and that he loves me very much and to stop being a brat. So he's almost like getting on you and giving you a hard time, but he wanted to make sure that he came through because he says he promised. So he's just wanting to let you know that he loves you very, very much. What's the bedazzled? Is it like a bedazzled jacket or like a picture jacket?
He has a vest, a motorcycle vest that has a bunch of patches on it.
Okay, got it. Do you know if there's any like diamonds or like something that looks like a diamond or resembles a sparkle or diamond that's on it?
No.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I would not be surprised if someone makes you a jacket that is bedazzled that has something connected to him attached to it as well. That's kind of like...
Well, Our niece just got married, and she had a bedazzled jacket, and
Okay.
I was talking to him at her wedding, wishing he was there.
Okay. Was it leather or was it just like a jacket?
No, it was blue jean.
Okay. I don't know if that's it, but here's what I'm going to say. Let's just assume maybe that's it. Then that may just be his way of acknowledging what just happened and wishing her a happy marriage. And he laughs when he says that, almost like it's a joke. But he's always like messing, but it's like happy marriage.
Yeah.
But what I will say is there may be another thing with the leather jacket, because he's almost wrapping it around you, unless you just wear his jacket all the time. But he's just wrapping it. Okay.
I wear one of his jackets.
Got it. Just so you know. So he's just acknowledging that and just making sure that you understand that. He loves you. He loves you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
All right, Mom. You take care of yourself. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Yeah, that was like super random. I was like, I'm not used to doing it that way. I'm used to like just getting somebody and then asking, who do you want to talk to, and focusing on them. But he was like insistent, because he kept popping up throughout the entire live. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to drop this person. All right, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back next Wednesday for our live. So until then, talk to you all next time. Okay. Bye, everybody. Love you.